Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Julian from Memory Cards, and I am playing Rage 2. This is about 10 minutes into the game. My original plan, I was going to get maybe an hour into the game and then do a recording, but I figured I might as well just start now. Not too much going on in the beginning anyway. There is some important early cutscenes, but you can play the game and figure that out for yourself. I just wanted to highlight some of the gameplay, some initial thoughts and impressions on how it feels, and compare it to Rage, which I did play a little bit of, not too much, but I did play it recently. I think I picked up Rage originally on the Xbox 360 and maybe played like 5 or 6 hours of it, but never was enough to keep my attention. And then I picked it up again on PC about 5 or 6 months ago and tried to, in preparation for Rage 2, I tried to get really into Rage and tried to complete it, but again, wasn't enough to keep my attention. There's just something about it, I think they were doing cool stuff with that game, and a lot of people consider it sort of like an underrated gem of sorts. It's, a Bethesda open world game, so a lot of people consider that a mark of quality, although they've kind of lost some of that. Their reputation's been a bit tarnished, especially after big failures like Fallout 76. Bethesda does just publish these games, and I think they're developed by id. I could be wrong on that, but they do feel very much like the Doom series in terms of gunplay. They're not anything like what you would encounter in a typical Bethesda developed game. The gunplay here is very quick, very fast, with the use of a lot of over-the-top crazy weapons. One of the highlights of the first game was what's it called? The wingman. I have one of them. Let's see if I can do it. I think it's R1 or maybe L1. Let's find an enemy. Trying to reach the courtyard too, but see if we can show off the. Here we go. Yeah, there you go. R1. Oh, I'm dying. So while Rage was a open world style game, it did feel very linear and kind of structured in a way that took away from the open world aspect of it. And I believe that Rage 2 is a more typical open world experience, at least for a first person shooter specifically, probably along the same line of Far Cry, I imagine, that type of open world scenario. I've avoided a lot of reviews and discussion about this game so far because I wanted to go in with a pretty blank slate impression. And so far I can say that the gunplay is really good. It's really smooth, and as I already said, it can be best compared to a game like Doom, where it's very quick, very fast. Enemies, at least these early ones, are going down pretty easily. But I imagine that it's going to get a lot tougher. And hopefully, through this video, we can get to some of the more open-world exploration stuff. This is clearly just the tutorial beginning area, which is just going to be strictly linear. In terms of expectation for a game like this, I almost feel like I've been spoiled by stuff like Borderlands, where my ideal open world first person shooter is more RPG than typical first person shooter aspect. And like, I would want a whole skill tree, a system in which I can level up my character specifically, almost like class based. Like Borderlands usually has 4 classes that you choose from the beginning, and they add more with DLC. This is not that. This is definitely probably more like Far Cry, in which you have a specific character and you can level up skills specific to your character, and it's a one-man show pretty much, or one-woman show in this case. So I don't know. I mean, I hope that the aspect of RPG in this RPG stuff is well-rounded and plays a integral role in the progression of your character. Because I feel like that's really important when you have a open world game like this, is you want to feel over time throughout exploring the world that your character is getting better, is getting stronger, is getting more skills that'll help you on your journey. And it could be that maybe we just see that in the guns that you get throughout your journey. You're leveling up guns, or throughout the game, you're just unlocking better ones. Again, I'm not too sure how this is going to roll out, but I do plan on continuing a gameplay series of this, and potentially reviews or further discussion down the line as I play more. All right, let's check out our menu options. Don't have access to a map yet. Inventory, the menus are a little clunky. Okay, so wing stick, that's what it's called. Wing stick, grenade. Oh, so yeah, the nanotrites are our skills. So we have the shatter. This was shown off in a lot of the gameplay. This one looks cool. I like that. Grav jump, got a double jump. Defib brings us back. It's like a revive. Barrier, chuck down a barrier to protect us from incoming fire. Rush. Oh, I guess it's just like a speed boost. Couldn't even really tell from that video. Looks just like a sprint. Vortex. Oh, Vortex is the cool. Yeah, that one's awesome. Anything that's going to pull a bunch of enemies together like that and explode them, that's like my favorite thing. Nothing we haven't seen before. Seen that in many other games, but glad that it's here. It's going to be fun to use. And Constitution, Focus. Those are just, regen and Focus. Focus nanotrites to highlight enemies. That's cool. Overdrive. Yeah, we saw that a bit. Slam, dash. How are we doing on weapons? Ranger assault rifle. Got a combat shotgun, a smart rocket launcher, the grav dart launcher, the firestorm revolver, hyper cannon, and the charged pulse cannon. Very nice. So I just realized that all of these weapons are going to be able to be found. That's cool that it gives you the locations right off the bat. It's possible that you want to like get your character up a bit in terms of inventory and nanotrite stuff before you tackle these locations. The Needle Falls area, the Dank Catacombs. That's the most RPG dungeon sounding name I've heard in a while. The Dank Catacombs sounds like we're in Diablo all of a sudden. Visually, I am not super impressed right now. I hope that the environments in the open world area are a lot better than this. This feels very drab. Considering that a lot of the gameplay footage and a lot of the marketing materials that we saw for this game early on and throughout development was very colorful and drew a lot of comparisons to Far Cry New Dawn, which has been launched for a few months already, but very neon, very colorful, very bright, and that's an aesthetic that I think apocalyptic or post-apocalyptic games have tried to strive for, considering that the common idea for a post-apocalyptic experience or aesthetic is very dark and drab and dusty and broken in a lot of ways. And this, while it does contain elements of having a broken society and broken buildings, broken structures, broken environments, did want to add a lot of color to it, but this looks like pretty standard to me so far. And this is, again, one of just the first areas, so we'll see what we get into. So I remember watching a gameplay demo of sorts for this, and the arcs are an important gameplay element. And I don't remember exactly what they're for. I think they're used for upgrading your character, but let's check this one out. What do we got? Oh yeah, the nanotrite injector. This is exactly what the arcs are for.
Welcome to the simulation chamber. In here, you will be able to gain proficiency.
Looks like we're gonna learn how to dash. Thought I already knew how to do that.
You have successfully installed ID Accession Dash.
So I'm at the end of the tutorial and I just unlocked access to projects. This is a really interesting system in the game where some of the allies that you're working with throughout the game will reward you for doing things for them with skills or items, things that are going to help you throughout the game. So in this basic project slot, working with Lily, We're given our first vehicle. We get the overdrive multiplier, overdrive magazine refill, grenade arc projection, vehicles extension. And then we have ones for capture and control. This one we're gonna get later in the game, I presume, but this one looks like to be aimed towards crafting, maybe. So pretty cool. And through working with these various allies, you're gonna get points, which you use to unlock their upgrades in the skill tree. So this looks like a combat-focused one. Sprint movement. Pretty interesting stuff. So we do have our first vehicle. Actually, let's take a look at the vehicles. They have a list. Raptor, we get a bike. So we have the Phoenix right now. They have the Raptor, Icarus, the Chaz car, Xerxes 3, Pulverizer, Devastator, Wind Razor, Rolla, Booma, Nippa, Monster Truck, Cola Kong Conquest. They got a lot of vehicles. Loquacious Wanderer. Oh, wow, the dumper truck. That's interesting. All right, let's try to figure out how we shoot. Okay, so L1 is our Gatling gun. That's the only weapon we have right now. We're going to be able to upgrade this car, this vehicle, throughout the game. So driving seems pretty smooth. You do feel pretty heavy, locked into the ground. Is X boost? Yeah, we'll try to, maybe we can hit a jump over here. This looks like a jump. Sorta. Do we have access to our map yet? We do. Okay. Oof, this is a pretty decently sized map. What do we have? What are these things? The Junkers Pass Arc. Okay, so think we can just go to these arcs now, grab the upgrade points. They're kind of like areas to just clear out. We do have a...
I got eyeballs on a roadblock.
Oh, we got a roadblock here.
I'm thinking ambush.
Yep. You should see if you can clear that clog up.
See if we get ambushed here. Road chokers are trade coalition roadblocks that have been taken over. Clear the outpost and raise the blockers. Alright, so how do we get out of our vehicle? Square.
Good luck out there.
Let's clear this sucker out. Oh, there are enemies here. Just a box. Great. Oof, that's a lot of money. So it looks like there's one other. And it's kind of hard to see what items there are in front of you or what stuff is interactable. They kind of just blend in with the environment. They do have that sort of pink flashing glow, but it's hard to see with how fast the movement is. What are those guys doing down there? Not sure what this enemy AI is doing. Should probably clear out the ones that are actually shooting at me first. I'm just gonna leave them be. I'm just gonna run them over once I open this thing up over here. Oh, cool. So we got some points for some project points.
Blocking days are over. All clear.
Yeah, the coalition's gonna love that.
Let's see if we can use those project points for anything right now. The menu's pretty slow. Keeps getting stuck on stuff. Overdrive multiplier. Increase the cap for the overdrive multiplier to 10x to enable more overdrive and Feltrite cells to be generated from kills. Oh, wait. Shoot. We don't have access to the other. I'm just going to hang on to the points. I don't think I need to get that overdrive multiplier right now. But I do want to run these guys over that are standing in the road for some reason.
Systems activating.
What are you guys doing? The environment itself is sort of destructible. You can see running over all these individually animated rocks here with their own physics, which is pretty cool. Oh, that's a strange perspective. So now that I'm actually like out in the environment, I can tell that they did do a really good job with breathing some life into it. I want to take a closer look at some of the environments itself. It does look pretty good. I'm playing on a 4K monitor right now, but I'll probably output this in less resolution than that, but it still should look pretty good. I do want to take a quick look at the arc before we end this video, or at least one of the arcs. So I just pinged us the closest arc to us that was on the map, and we'll go check it out and see what exactly is going on. Bunch of enemies already. Oof. Blew that guy's head off. Okay. That bandit just did the baseball trick at me. It failed miserably. I commend her nonetheless for trying it though. I can't really tell all the stuff I'm picking up. I don't even know what that said. I guess I should take a second to look at what it is. Some more ammo crates over here, it looks like. This looks like a cool vehicle. The Rolla. So I wonder if we just, by using the vehicle, if it adds it to our available slot, or available vehicles. We'll have to check that out after this. This is going to pop us into another tutorial. Oh, the Shatter. Nice. Okay, this is one I was looking forward to. Hold L1 and press square to lunge forward. Oh. There we go. So now they're going to chuck us a bunch of enemies that we can test our new powers out on. Very good. There's an enemy with armor that we can use the Shatter on. Oof. Alright, now's your time to shine, Shatter. Oh my god. That is way too effective. I love it. So one of the final things I wanted to touch on before closing out this video is my initial trepidation when thinking about picking up this game. You know, I might have mentioned at the start of this video that this game fell off my radar, and it actually came back up on my radar when they had a encounter with a gaming journalist online on Twitter that went viral a bit, where I can't remember the guy's name. Some gaming journalist posed a question to the development team for Rage on Twitter about an issue with the game, or I don't remember the exact context. It was a pretty benign question from what I remember. I would need to look at it again. But the dev team responded by saying, "Who even are you?" That was the response to them, which clearly they were being cheeky and edgy in a way. And it blew up, you know, with a lot of other gaming journalists writing tweets accusing them of bad behavior, bad sportsmanship, things like that, and a lot of people defending the development team, a lot of people accusing the development team of all sorts of things, and I generally thought that there were better ways that they could have responded to that if they wanted to be funny or edgy, because it just seemed kind of lame to me. And then they had like this follow-up video, promotional video for Rage that I believe came out yesterday. That was like a compilation sort of all of the, not all, but whoa, I'm getting attacked by a bunch of cars. A bunch of tweets from other people about how Rage 2 was underperforming or accusing them of certain things, and then you should just go check it out. It's on their Twitter, on the official Rage 2 Twitter, and then you can make your own assumptions. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I don't know. I thought it was kind of lame, but didn't stop me from buying the game, because here I am. And I gotta say, I'm enjoying it so far. So if you picked it up, if you're enjoying it so far, let me know in the comments. If you're not enjoying it, especially, let me know in the comments. And if you're not picking it up, tell me why. I'm interested to know, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I know it's been kind of sparse on the channel lately, not much going on. I am just a super busy boy lately. I am getting married this year, so there's a lot of wedding planning stuff that keeps coming up. Just a personal side note, but I do hope to have a lot of content and coming up in the near future. And so thanks, guys, everyone, for sticking around. I really appreciate it. I am going to go attack this convoy, and I will see you in the next video.